of the volunteers for the Juneteenth committee, with the parade committee. This is the first year we're going to do it Caravan style, which is a little different, but we're going to make it work. This is just the kickoff of it. We got vendors and different acts that's going to be going on all day over to Alfreda Schmidt Community Center on Wise Road there. So all day long there's activities going on. We got kids activities, lots of games for the kids, and lots of food. And we got merchandise vendors also who will be selling various items all day long. So it's going to be a festive atmosphere.
Every year we do an African American and Juneteenth parade, and it was canceled last year, but this year we're excited to be able to do another version of it, a car caravan here at Wainwright. We're going to be heading down to Schmidt, the Schmidt Center, and we're going to have some activities and things. So it's a great way to celebrate the final ending of slavery 2 years after the Emancipation Declaration, when troops went into Galveston, Texas, and finally freed everybody. So we're excited. I'm excited to be able to celebrate this. Juneteenth has been a holiday here in Michigan for about 17 years. The federal government made it a federal holiday yesterday. It's a big deal. It's very important, and we're proud to celebrate it here in Lansing.
Well, it's been an exciting week. It is not every single day that, even as a member of Congress, you get to vote on establishing a new federal holiday. It's probably the first and last time it'll happen in my entire career. And it happened super fast. The Senate moved, the House moved, the president signed it on Thursday, and on Friday, the federal government was observing it. And today, we're obviously celebrating the actual day itself. And I think it got to a point where people realized that it's important for our history, for our current culture, for people to understand our legacy. And we need to do that in more than just having a Black History Month or, something here and there. We needed to have a holiday to recognize this fundamental day in our history, and we passed it, and rain or shine, we're going to go and celebrate it. I think the thing that's particularly nice, and we're giving a little award on behalf of the Lansing's Juneteenth committee. They've been around for 28 years, even though it just became a federal holiday. Lansing has been celebrating Juneteenth for a long time, and the committee has worked tirelessly to recognize the holiday every single year before it became sort of a mainstream conversation in Washington, in the Capitol. So we're giving them an award for all their work and helping us recognize a holiday that's a long time coming. I know that going forward, especially since it's a federal holiday, we're going to have bigger and bigger celebrations in Lansing and throughout the district.
Defund the police, stop racial discrimination in the city, and stop accepting gentrification. And if we're going to have gentrification, then we need to make sure that it's benefiting the people that already live here. Honestly, for me, I've been celebrating Juneteenth for a while now, so it being a federal holiday doesn't mean much until we get reparations. When we get reparations, then it being a federal holiday would be more than just being symbolic. I got my van here. I got a few little decorations on the car just so people know who I am. Me and Farhan are riding together. I wanted Oprah to be here. Oprah is on a vacation, but Oprah Revish for Ward 2. We're basically trying to come up with a progressive ticket, and right now that's Farhan, me, and Oprah. It's raining, but, I want everybody out there to have some Black joy. And if you are white, you need to be paying your Black friends some money. That's what you need to do today. Don't wish us happy Juneteenth. Just give us some coins. That's it.
I was in contact with Bill Castaner, who's head of the Lansing branch of the Historical Society, and I told him we needed a vintage car for our Grand Marshal. And so he hooked me up with this lady, Gail Schaefer's her name, and this is a 1929 Model A touring car. And she graciously drove 30 minutes to get here to provide this service for us. To me, Juneteenth is a celebration of the fact that word came out that the slaves were all freed. They got the word late, and so Juneteenth is a reflection of the date of them finding out about that, and it's to be celebrated, and it should have been celebrated many, many years ago, but we're making up for lost time now, and it will continue for as long as we all live.
afternoon. I am Chaplain PJ, as in Peace and Justice Anderson. I am on the committee, the Lansing Juneteenth committee, and we are absolutely elated as the parking lot. The parade has gone by and the parking lot is full and people are walking over to the vendors, and it is a wonderful day, even though it's sprinkling a little bit. Personally, I would rather it sprinkle than it to be 90 degrees out here. But we are having a wonderful time celebrating the reality that Juneteenth is now a national federal holiday. Juneteenth becoming an official holiday reminds me of how my grandmother Varner, who was a slave, and my dad's brothers and sisters and my dad were raised on the Varner plantation, and I am the proud granddaughter and great-granddaughter of slaves. And so in my personal reflection, it has a lot to do with my parents being free, and my parents struggled during the Depression, whether they knew anything about Juneteenth or not. They would go to church on New Year's Eve, take me and my sisters and brothers to church on New Year's Eve. So while it was not connected at that time to Juneteenth, it was connected to thanking God for another year. And that is a type of freedom that many people don't have, where they will gather and on New Year's Eve, they will be grateful for the year that God has brought us through. And from here forward, I will be doing a lot of reflecting on what Juneteenth means, not only to me personally, but to the African American community, to the descendants of the enslaved, and because this is something to celebrate. Now, are we free yet? No, because until all of us are free, none of us are free. But it is certainly something to be grateful for, something to pass on to our children, something to teach in our schools, something to be proud of, that on behalf of African Americans everywhere, we are all one family celebrating our own Independence Day.
Good afternoon, or rather we say Jambo. Jambo means greetings in Swahili. We are a community liturgical praise dance group that celebrates culture today. And we're so excited to be here at the Lansing Juneteenth Festival. It's their 28th year. Can you believe it? We've been celebrating this for 28 years. And our group was selected. You might see them over here just getting ready to go on stage. Our group was selected to bring the culture to this city. So we are very, very honored and feeling great to be here to do that.
We have performances that are coming up, and behind me we have a number of individuals that are visiting some of the vendors that are here today. So I just need to pivot, can I do that, to organizations that are represented. We've got the NAACP, we've got the Zeta sorority, we have a number of vendors. We've got a gentleman here doing barbecue ribs. We have got to my left, the Ingham County Health Department is here. They are providing COVID screening. We also have the State of Michigan Health and Human Services here doing COVID vaccinations. Our mission has always been to have Juneteenth recognized as a national holiday. And so we've been doing that, working with the National Juneteenth Observance Foundation. It's a national Juneteenth organization that brings all of the organizations who have celebrations in the various states around the country. So we come together united and continue the struggle to get Juneteenth recognized as a national day. And so doing so, you won't learn about Juneteenth in your history classes growing up. I didn't know about Juneteenth until I was in my mid 20s. And it was because we had a church member from Mass Memorial Church, Mr. Gordon Haskins. He is the founder of the Lansing Juneteenth committee. And he expressed to us, he was from Texas, and he expressed to us what Juneteenth was, why we should celebrate. And that's how we got started in Lansing 28 years ago. It was a small celebration, the very first one held at Mass Memorial Church. It was also Father's Day that particular day. And so many of us just struggled to stay awake at hearing the speaker who had come from Texas to tell us about Juneteenth. So it blossomed, it grew from the grounds of Mass Memorial Church to our public parks here in the city of Lansing. So we've been real receptive. This is our first year here at the Elfrida Smith Center. We love it here. We paraded with a Caravan parade earlier throughout the south side of the city, through the Churchill Downs neighborhood. We were received well by families coming out and waving from their doorsteps. That's not our first attempt, but because of COVID, we had to come to a decision how we could continue, how not to stop because of COVID. So we respect what was happening, public safety, but again, Juneteenth will not die. It's only going to grow and continue to grow because now everyone will want to know, why do we celebrate Juneteenth?
This was a beautiful opportunity for us as candidates to engage the community and celebrate what Juneteenth is really truly about. And it was beautiful seeing the community come out and wave at us waving back at them. We finally recognized Juneteenth as a federal holiday. This is an opportunity for us not only to celebrate, but to reflect on what happened in this country and to make sure that we don't repeat, that history does not repeat itself again. And we can only do that by having honest, open dialogue and accountability.
Rich history. I used to attend this celebration as a child, and now being able to be a part of the committee who is part of the planning. This is my first year on the planning committee. I was super excited to be a part of it, super excited to help plan the parade route and help get that situated. It was a great time, great day. The weather wasn't exactly the best, but we had a great turnout for it, and I'm so thankful for everyone who has come out to join us. As we are out here, we want to remind people to get vaccinated. We have on-site vaccinations. We have on-site COVID testing. Get vaccinated, observe for like 15 minutes, come over, get something to eat, celebrate and support small Black businesses, but most of all, celebrate Juneteenth and make this your annual celebration every year.